What's going on, everyone? F1 Pit Stop here, and today we're going to talk about the 26-year-old French driver Pierre Gasly. Now, before we start, if you'd be so kind to subscribe, like the video, it'd mean a lot. Really appreciate it. Comment and let me know what you want to see in the future from the channel. So without further ado, Pierre Gasly. Now, kind of looking back into him, he's been in Formula One longer than I thought he was in. He first started with Toro Rosso, which was basically what Alpha Tauri was called before Alpha Tauri was a thing. They became a thing in 2020. Toro Rosso was Red Bull's second team, just like Williams is Mercedes' second team, that kind of thing. So obviously he was a reserve driver that brought up as he only raced 5 races for Toro Rosso. Now, not scoring any points, you wouldn't necessarily expect him to, but he did a decent job. He did such a decent job that he became Toro Rosso's full-time driver in 2018, scoring a total of 29 points and coming in 15th in the the drivers, which, isn't terrible. His first season, it's not bad. Then in 2019, he showed a lot of promise. He drove for both Toro Rosso and Red Bull, actually. He got his big boy pants on, and they thought that he might be the driver to solve the second driver problem that Red Bull has had for a long time. And honestly, he did pretty good. Scored a total of 95 points and ended up coming in 7th in the Drivers' Championship. But 7th is just not what Red Bull's looking for, which is why in 2020, when Alpha Tauri became a thing instead of Toro Rosso, he went back to Alpha Tauri. He got kicked out of the Red Bull spot, back to the second team, and he did good, 75 points, coming in 10th in the Drivers' Championship. Moving on to 2021, which is where he had a really good season. I mean, he seemed to be on fire, scoring a total of 110 points and coming in 9th in the championship with the car he had and some bad luck on the track. That really was a great job by Pierre Gasly. I remember specifically saying he's going to do good things next year if the car is good, which is where we get to this season. The Alpha Tauri is not a good car. I'm sorry, it's just not. The regulations and the challenges they must have faced building that car have really set them back. I mean, the car has no pace. It's not even a factor. I would put it with the Aston Martin, maybe, if not a little bit behind the Aston Martin, as they're currently in 7th in the championship, having a total of 17 points. Only 2 off from the Haas, and honestly, I think the Haas is a better car. They've just had bad luck and driver inexperience. But I don't think it's necessarily fair to blame everything on that car. You have to look at the drivers too. Yuki Tsunoda last season had a total of 32 points and ended up 14th in the Drivers' Championship. Right now, he's 12th with 11 points. I think with a crappy car, Yuki Tsunoda's been able to make do with what he has, and honestly, props to him. I think he's doing a pretty good job. Pierre Gasly's behind him with only 6 points, and he's in 14th right now. Each driver drives different cars, and they feel more comfortable with different cars, and they can get a better grip on it. And Pierre Gasly just doesn't have that right now. I think if Pierre Gasly was able to come out of the gates cooking, he was scoring points every race, it's very possible that Red Bull would reconsider him. However, Checo's been killing it, and I think he'll continue to kill it, especially last race he got a win in Monaco. I mean, I really think Red Bull, for the time being, has solved their second driver problem. I think Pierre Gasly, if he can get on a hot streak, he'll definitely be looked at again. I believe Alpha Tauri would, looking at the future, love to keep him on. However, I wouldn't be surprised if other teams started coming at him too. I know there were talks of even Mercedes looking at Pierre Gasly since Red Bull snubbed him. But, I mean, anybody would go with Sergio Perez over Pierre Gasly. That's just how it is. I think Gasly would fit in really, really well with Alfa Romeo or Alpine. I think once Alonso retires, Pierre Gasly's a good candidate for that. I think him and Ocon really could have a good pairing and do some damage in the championship. Pierre Gasly's a great driver. He deserves to be in Formula One. He's just on a bit of a cold streak right now. Both Alpha Tauri drivers, their contract is up for renewal. None of them are guaranteed. Bottas is guaranteed for Alfa Romeo. So Guan Yu is not. However, his family does bring in a ton of sponsorships and money, so that's a tough one. I think Gasly does have a real chance of going there. Also, Ocon's contract is guaranteed for Alpine, Alonso's is not, so I could definitely see Gasly going to Alpine if they don't decide to pick up Alonso. I think Pierre has a great future ahead of him. I think if he's in a good car, like a top tier car, he really could do some damage. But I also think, he's only 26. There's a lot of maturing go through with him, as it doesn't seem like he's able to adapt as quickly as teams would want, which is shown when he drove with Red Bull. Appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think is going to happen to Gasly next year. If he's going to get picked up by the same team, a different team, or at all. Maybe he'll be out of Formula One for a little bit. But appreciate you watching. Catch you next time.